I used to think my players wanted a better story, so I gave them one. I wrote deeper lore, more complex NPCs, better villains, plot twists, all of it. And they still didn't care. For a while, I thought the problem was my writing, but it wasn't. The real problem is I was giving them the wrong thing. Most DMs fall into the same track. We think players want deep lore, complex backstories, intricate world building. So we spent hours, sometimes days, preparing all this. We build entire histories for kingdoms. We write tragic NPC backstories. We craft these big, epic narratives. And then we sit down at the table, and none of it lands. The players don't ask about the lore, they don't engage with NPCs, they don't follow the story the way we expected. And it's frustrating, because you know it's good. But here's the thing. Your players don't experience your world the way you do. They don't see your notes. They don't feel the hours you put into prep. They don't know what's important, unless you make it important to them. From your perspective, everything is connected. From their perspective, they're just reacting to what's in front of them. And if something doesn't grab them immediately, it might as well not exist. And that leads to the biggest shift you need to make as a DM. Players don't care about your story. They care about what they experience in your story. Let me say that again. Players don't care about your story, only what they experience in your story. They're not looking for the most detailed world. What they actually want is a reason to care right now. Not later, not once it all comes together, not after 3 sessions of setup, right now. And once you understand that, everything starts to click. So what does that actually look like? It comes down to 3 things. The first being immediate relevance. If something doesn't affect the players right now, they will ignore it. You can introduce an NPC with a tragic backstory, a lost family, a hidden secret, but if none of that matters in the moment, it won't land. Compare that to an NPC who walks up to the party and says, "I need your help right now, otherwise something will happen to Billy." Oh, who's Billy? It is the blacksmith the party goes to every time they are in town because they love him. An NPC bursting in like this creates instant engagement. The second thing is personal stakes. Players care when something connects to them. Not just the world, not just the story. Damn, a random village being destroyed? That's sad, but distant. A village where their favorite NPC lives? Now they're paying attention. Did you notice when I had the NPC bursting in the room, they mentioned Billy, the party's favorite blacksmith? Yep, it was a 2-for-1 deal. Immediate relevance and made things personal. However you want to make it personal, it doesn't really matter. Something tied to their character's goals, their relationships, or their past. Whatever you come up with, now they're invested. Because it's not just happening in the world anymore, it's happening to them. Lastly, we have agency. Players care about what they can influence. If the story is just happening around them, they'll disengage. But the moment their choices start shaping outcomes, everything changes. Now they're not just watching the story, they're a part of it. And that's where real investment comes from. Let me give you a quick example from my own game. I once introduced an NPC that I thought was amazing. Full backstory, motivations, personality, everything I could think of. I was excited to bring this character into the world. And within a couple minutes, my players had forgotten their name and moved on past them. No real engagement, no interest, nothing. And at the time I didn't understand why. But looking back, it's obvious. That character had no immediate relevance. He had nothing tied to any of my players. Only stuff I thought was super cool in hindsight. There was no real connection to the players. He existed, but he didn't matter. Now compare that to a different moment. I introduced another NPC, but this time the approach was a little different. This NPC needed the players' help immediately. She was frantically trying to find her little brother who was lost during a skirmish when a small village was attacked and destroyed. Completely different reaction. One of my players had a past similar to this. They are currently trying to find his older sister after their village was raided a year ago. He leaned in, asked questions, he got involved. Because now it mattered. There is a part of him that wants to solve this for this girl that lost his brother. Maybe there will be a clue to help him find his own sister. Maybe this will just give him a boost of confidence in his own goal. If he can help her find her brother, he gains confidence. He needs to be able to find his own sibling after searching for over a year. So yeah, after it's all said and done, how do you apply this? Here are a few simple things you can do immediately. Before you introduce anything, an NPC, a plot hook, a location, ask yourself, why should my players care about this right now? If you can't answer that clearly, they won't care either. Secondly, tie everything back to your players, their goals, their decisions, their relationships. If it doesn't connect to them in some way, it's going to feel distant. It doesn't even have to correlate 100% to their backstory, as long as it's a similar interaction. Like my example, it could have been a totally different warband attacking this village from the one from his past, but he relates to it. That's the key. And third, make consequences visible. When players do something, show them the impact. Let the world react, because the more they see their choices matter, the more invested they become. So if your players don't seem engaged, it's not necessarily because your writing isn't good. It's because they were never given a reason to care about it. The moment your world starts reacting to your players, the moment things become more relevant, personal, and driven by their choices, that's when things change. That's when players start paying attention. That's when they start caring. Once again, your players don't care about your story. They care about their story. How is their story made? It's made from what they experience. Putting a situation in front of them that has no ties, no relevance, and no reward or benefit to them that they would be able to see coming from this interaction, there's a chance they won't care too much. As always, thank you so much for watching, and good luck on your next session. Thanks, guys.